Hi and welcome to Cakes and Conversations, and today I'm gonna teach you how to make chocolate balls for decoration. Okay, so first I've actually made a few, so that's why the chocolate is colored, but I need some more for a bigger size. You need to have multiple molds for different size of the spheres that you want to make for your decorations. So now this is compound chocolate, so no need of tempering, and this is just a simple decoration. I'm going to microwave this, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to mix in the colors. Okay, so my chocolate is melted in the microwave. You cannot heat chocolate like in just 1 minute and it's done. No, you need to heat up your chocolate in the microwave with 30 seconds intervals. 30 seconds stop stir, 30 seconds stop stir. Otherwise your chocolate will burn. Chocolates are quite sensitive to heat. You can also use double boiler to basically a Bran Marie or double boiler to heat up your chocolate. So I do it in the microwave and I find that more easier and simple. So these are the different molds that you should have. Like this is the bigger one. This is a cake pop mold, and I like the spear size in this. And then I've got the very mini ones. Okay, let's mix in the color in this. So this is Chef Master blue color, candy color. So you have to use only candy colors. You cannot use gel coloring. Okay, because gel colors, I need a bit darker shades, so I'm using a lot, but depending on what kind of shade are you looking for, you can use accordingly. So the gel colors will tend to seize your chocolate since they have water content, and we need oil based colors only or candy based colors only for chocolate. I need a little more darker shade, so I'm definitely gonna add more. Okay, it's not very warm. That's how you can check your temperature of the chocolate also, because if it's too hot for me to even touch, that means it's not going to set in the mold itself. It's just going to drip off. Okay, so I always keep my molds, silicone molds, in a tray so that it's easier to carry to and fro from the fridge or to anywhere for transferring anything. I find them quite easy. Okay, so lay them on a tray. I need 6 from this, so I'm just going to fill 6 cavities. We can do 3 again, so it's okay. I just didn't want you to waste a lot of chocolate or color a lot of chocolate, so that is the only reason that I did not melt so much. Otherwise then I have to store the blue chocolate separately. Okay, so now just tap your molds for all the air bubbles to release, and you really need to tap hard. Okay, so like bang it multiple times. It's okay if it spills outside, that's completely all right. Okay, but you need to really tap your chocolate. We want all the air bubbles to be out. Okay, when I feel that everything is okay, it's fine and done, you will stop there. Okay, and now we tip off the excess. Once the dripping stops, okay, so let me show you if I can. See, the dripping is not so much. Okay, once the dripping stops, it's not falling off anymore. The chocolate doesn't fall off anymore. You have to stop it. Flip it over. We can always pick up those chocolate chips, okay, like there's chunks and all, of course, because those are like kind of it'll solidify once in the fridge. With your scraper, metal, plastic, silicone, anything, just smoothen the sides. I feel that there is a little less chocolate here, so I'm just putting on the edge. That's it. Here also on the edge. Because I don't want something that, I'm going to remove with the chocolate and it's going to shatter. So if you see that it is little lesser on the sides, just add it. Flip it over on a flat surface like this tray and keep it in the fridge. So these are the ones that I've been doing. So these are the small ones from from this mold, from this ones, and these are the medium sized from the cake pop mold. So the cake pop mold, one side it has a hole for the stick to go in, and the other side is like this. So I just use it for the balls. Of course they're hollow from inside, and we will join this like that for the decoration. Okay, so I'll demold the big one. I'll just show you how to demold it, because you need to avoid cracking your shell. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I've just allowed that to sit in the fridge for like say 10 minutes. It won't take longer because it's compound. If you see, the compound has already started setting on the edges. See, my chocolate is already set. It's like a ganache consistency, you know, like a peanut butter consistency. So it sets faster. You don't need to like keep it in the fridge for longer. This is being made in the morning, and it's been sitting in the fridge from then. It does form a little condensation on top when I remove it from the fridge, but don't touch your chocolate because your fingerprints and everything will touch. I mean, it'll show then. Okay, so here it doesn't show anywhere, no fingerprints, nothing. Okay, so this condensation will definitely dry off and automatically dry off. Do not touch your chocolate. Do not trouble it too much. Okay, so just leave it. It will automatically dry the condensation. Do you see it has a matte finish? It's not shiny because we're not using any polycarb mold. These are silicone molds, and also due to the temperature and the condensation, it has a matte finish, but these look so beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how the other one looks, the one that I just made, the big one. So now it's out of the fridge after 10 minutes, and carefully, because sometimes edges get stuck and I don't want the chocolate to break. Okay, the edges get stuck like this because the chocolate comes on the edges, the one that we put excess on, that's why. Okay, now these of course can be picked up and put up back inside the, like, you can reuse them. Okay, now for this, you need to carefully release the sides first, because when you try to just pull the mold off, like pull the chocolate off the mold, it can crack. Just a minute. I'm actually melting the brown chocolate also, like the milk chocolate, because I want to show you how to make the golden ones. So you need to pull up the edges first, like you need to loosen up the edges. See, now I know there's a small crack here, there's no chocolate on this side, so I can, you know, just see if part of my is the melted chocolate. I can just try to cover it up and put it in the fridge for some more time if I have a melted chocolate. And how did that come off? It came off here when, you know, it was inverted. Okay, so that I'm going to put it again in the fridge, but I'll tell you how to remove this. So first, release the sides. Okay, you have to pull the sides so that any air or anything is there that passes off, because if you don't do this and you just try to pull your mold, it'll crack. Okay, so now it won't. I'm just gonna carefully take it off, hold it, it's there. Okay, I could remove this easily also, irrespective it wasn't dried, but it shows it here. Okay, I can see a little small crack. I'm trying to just cover that off. Okay, and I'll keep that in the fridge again. Of course, it'll go off. I mean, it'll be fine. So that's how you make the chocolate balls. I'll show you how to do the golden ones now. Okay, so now let's do the golden ones. I've just melted my chocolate. I will pop it again in the microwave for a few more seconds because I can still see some chunks in this. Okay, so just 20 seconds would be fine. And now So I have my edible gold dust here. Okay, I'm going to brush it over the mold. I'm preparing my mold before I pour chocolate in this. Of course, I need to do it again on the top, but not so much. So when I do it on the top, all the dust comes in my hand. Okay, with this it doesn't. It sticks to the chocolate and it's just perfect. Only when I try to join the balls, okay, that's when I need to do a little touch up on them, but otherwise it's just perfect. I need 6 of them. These silicone molds are easy to clean also. You can just pour some hot boiling water and all this just goes away. Okay, so I'll just prepare my molds. Now I will be pouring chocolate over them, but I need to check my chocolate temperature first. Okay, so now my chocolate is melted and it's cooled. Okay, because so what I'm trying to tell you is you need to check the temperature is that it should not feel hot. So I am not feeling hot. Okay, alternatively you can check it with your thermometer. It should be around 34, 33, something like that. Okay, so that means it's not so hot, but it's still at a melted stage. Okay, and now I'm gonna take this. I'm not going to use the hollow method for this ones because these are quite small, but yes, for this one, yes, definitely. You can leave them as it is and you can allow them to set as it is, but I really like to go ahead and hollow them because it's easier for me to join, handle and place it on a cake. These only chocolate will be like quite heavy. Okay, for the small ones I'm okay with it because they're quite small and I'm not really bothered about it. Also tell you that you see how pretty this looks like. I've just scattered it on a plate before I join them. And for example, if this is my cake and I scatter different kind of spears or different sizes of spears, it looks like a cloudy feel. Okay, so you can decorate your cakes like that. Just randomly place different spears and put a unicorn and it looks amazing. Like it's gonna be like a cloudy cake. So this is another way of decorating technique, but this is how the blue ones have come out. I'm going to join them and then show you how do they look and how to join them also. So I'm just demolding the big ones. This is how it should ideally come out. This is how ideally it should come out, like all gold. And then when you touch this gold, it doesn't even come on your hand. Okay, so that's the only reason it's really nice to do the mold first. Wherever you find like this part wasn't covered, it's okay. When we join them, we'll anyway dust like do a final dust. That's how ideally it should come out. The small ones didn't, but that's okay. We can do a final dust and that's how they look. We're gonna join them and dust them then. I'll just tell you how to join them and then we'll just do the final dust. So how to join this is I'm gonna heat this pan. Take a back side of it. Quickly keep that for like 4 seconds. A few more. Rotate it and join it. You can clean up the seams. Okay, that's how you will join them.